Well, hello there. The current time is 80 plus 32 plus 40. We will resume the count and simulation, waiting on Revolution 6 loss of signal. Resuming sim in 3, 2, 1, mark. Okay, 80 plus 32 plus 47 and counting. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, that's good, that's good. Uh, well, that was very funny thing. Okay, that's good. That's good. That is good. Yeah, I hope that all goes well. Let me know if you need any more help. Also, my comment about the adding time being as easy as breathing was literally that, you know, it was as easy as breathing, not being a moody or dissing your, you know, mathematical education or anything. But you'll get the hang of it. It is pretty easy. Like, you already do it in your head and don't realize it. It's just that you weren't typing it in on a computer before, and now you are, so. Yeah, we're just sitting here waiting for loss of signal, already on the dark side. I'm gonna go and put our landmarks to Apollo 8 focus real quick, so we get rid of those spoilers. There we go. Coming up on Rev 6 loss of signal, and I'm going to go ahead and adjust the ordeal here real quick. Yeah, I was at work, so yeah. I was also dealing with, you know, people. Oh, we will. Oh, we should have loss of signal very shortly, actually. Okay, so we're at currently 30.61, so just the ordeal has drifted just a little bit. There we go. Something like that. Hold up a little bit more. There we go. That should be good. It's a very small amount of drift over our course of our lunar mission, actually. I was expecting that to be upwards of 5 degrees. 3 was pretty good accuracy on the ordeal. But we are in a perfectly circular orbit, so that does help. The ordeal assumes that the altitude is a circular altitude, so. Computer has got all that LVLH greatness. Oh yeah, well, you know, they don't really care as long as you're still doing your job, but you know, I was on break, so it is no problem. Still waiting for that Rev 6 loss of signal. Where do we have the Earth? Should be, there she is. Yep, she'll be setting soon. Let's go ahead and go global frame. That's better. Well, oxygen pressure is a little bit on the high side today. And there we go, loss of signal. At Goldstone, waiting on LOS from Madrid. Goldstone's for the LEM, so... but they are serving as our backup today, so we'll still get the LOS message for that. Waiting for Madrid LOS coming up. Yep, there she goes, LOS Madrid. Okay. Roll to Excel command. We will roll left 180 at 2 degrees per second. Yeah, a lot of people think Apollo 8's kind of boring, and I can see that, but I do like, you know, I do like the amount of manual maneuvering that we're doing here. I think it makes up for the fact that we're just doing P-22s all the time. In my opinion, I think that does make up for it. But yeah, right at the end, we'll have zero phase targets of opportunity in terms of, you know, pointing out potential landing sites. But really, we're almost at the end of our lunar observations. So, you know, I said I would delay TEI to another time, but honestly, we'll see what the people think. If they want to see TEI today, we could do TEI today. Because it's, I mean, we're on Revolution 6 here, and we're a quarter orbit away from starting Revolution 7, so there's only 10 revolutions, so we're booking it, to say the least. Okay. Pitch down 0.2 degrees per second to ordeal angle 5. So here's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 0.2. I do find it a little bit hard to believe that we'll get down to 5 degrees in time, but we'll see. This is supposed to be coming up at, I don't know. Acquisition is at the horizon. It's a possibility, but I think we're gonna speed up to 0.4. Yeah, I just like that we're all manual. This whole time we're around the moon. We're entirely manual control. Let's, okay, 0.6. Yeah, I mean, we may have had time. I just, it was a little uncomfortably close, you know? Alright, let's begin orbit rate. We're drifting up, so let's thrust a couple down. Pretty good rate here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, landmark tracking for Charlie Papa 1. Verb 37, enter. 22, enter. I should get my spacecraft logs. I'll be right back. Gotta go grab those. Landmark data isn't gonna find itself. Control point 1. That's what we're looking at here. Control point 1 will be 5250, 81350, and 0. Okay. So P22 manual optics. We will remain BMAGs attitude 1 rate 2. Even though it tells us to go a rate 2, we will remain like this. We will take pitch out of at 1 rate 2 though. Okay, we have started P22. Proceed. This will be an unknown control point, so that's code 20,000. And we will monitor for landmark acquisition time. Yeah. I totally get that. Let's see here. 12.1 at 8108. Okay, at 29, we will start a pitch down of 0.3 degrees per second. And we will take the 0 switch off and direct mode on, and we will place the trunnion at 10 degrees. Okay, that's good. And proceed. Verb 16, noun 91, enter. Mark. Hope we got that. Mark. 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 There's our last one. Proceed. Code 2000. Proceed. We won't get a delta R and delta V, obviously, since we put in a unknown landmark. But let's take a look at how she reads out. In theory, we should get 5250, 81350, and plus 0. We did these marks very close to the horizon though, so we'll see what she comes up with. Not bad. Not bad. It's latitude that's actually I don't like, but we're not integrating these anyways. Two, 4, 5. Okay, now we just pitch up and begin acquisition for control point 2. All very easy and basic stuff. There's control point 1 flying over it now. I wish we had more COAS targeting. Those are really fun. I do like the landing site photography with the COAS. Okay, say goodbye to control point 1. We'll be tracking control point 2 here, coming up shortly. And this time we will be doing a known landmark. For control point 2, let's take a look at 10200 plus 77550 and plus 0. And now we simply have a matter of waiting on acquisition of the landmark, of course. We could see the pass where the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter sort of missed a stripe. That can happen sometimes. Revolution 7, hello. And they must have been awesome because the optics saw exactly where the lem was. Oh yeah, yeah, no, like if your marks are really good, the VHF ranging in conjunction with optics marks is a really great system. And as a matter of fact, they actually used the data from the CM for their Y dot calculations because the VHF ranging was so good at calculating the position in the Y dot. For burn targeting, obviously the radar is better, but for the calculation of the Y dot, like the VHF in conjunction with the optics was so good. And really that makes complete sense if you think about it, since the optics literally move. You can literally measure where the lem is and then where it's moved and see its Y position change over time. So like if you think about it, it makes complete sense why that system would be more accurate than the standard lem radar marks. But here we have control point 2. Yeah, taking optics marks, like VHF is good, it'll get you pointed, but getting the chance to take those optics marks is a lifesaver. You know, that's the difference from not being able to see the craft because it's just out of view of the tiny, like, 1-degree angle the sextant gives you, versus being able to see it now because you've got it in the sextant. So whenever you can take those sextant marks, you absolutely should take the sextant marks. It's very important. It's the difference between just barely out of view, because the VHF marks are good, but they're not exact, right? So let's get ourselves established on an orbital pitch rate of 0.3 degrees per second. Mark? Nope. Just barely missed it there. Mark? 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 This should be our last one. We are hitting the stopping limits, unfortunately. Pitch rate is not really great. The acquisition at the horizon's kind of bad, which is why in future missions the acquisition is always assumed to be 35 degrees instead. Okay, there we go. Yeah, VHF will be good for acquiring the LEM. You know, it might remain on the outside of the sextant view, so you may have to just move the sextant around a little bit, but the VHF mark should be good enough at that. Getting it to precisely go right towards the center of the sextant, that's what those optics marks are for. Okay, control point 2, results 3. Control point 2. results 3. That's going to be... Oh, wait. Okay, same thing. Minus 10200 plus 77550 plus 0. Okay, we got that. Verb 34 for terminate. Go ahead and zero the optics again. And 0, 0. Let's go ahead and pitch up. Back to 355. We've got Revolution 7. We did not get acquisition of signal there yet. But we will be coming up on Earthrise very shortly. Just take a minor stand-up EVA there real quick. I really want that to be pitched a little bit more so that I can see the Earthrise. But that's fine. We can follow the flight plan. We got stuff to do. I get it. Standing by for AOS. Okay, we are going to have to start this track here. We don't have acquisition of signal just yet. Nope. We will pick them up, though, on the Omni Delta. This is our first time using control point 3, so let's go ahead and write it down. Control point 3 is minus 09000 plus 96350 plus 00000. Proceed. This will be an unknown landmark, or unknown control point, that is. There's the Earthrise. Okay, let's get all this clutter out the way real quick. grab us a nice screenshot. There we go. One like that and one like that, just in case that didn't fit. Okay. Proper pitch rate. We need a pitch of 0.3. Proceed. And this time we are going to wait. A little bit. Just making sure that, you know, we don't run into the, hard stop there for the optics again. Okay, control point 3. Begin mark sequence. Mark. Mark. Go ahead and do it in a zoomed out view. A little bit less accurate marks, but I just enjoy this one better. Mark. Obviously, I mean, it's got the better graphics, you know, when you're zoomed into a needle in a haystack. You know, the haystack doesn't really look very good anymore, so. Okay. Oops. Let's go ahead and proceed. Excuse me. Yeah, I just like it because it's a lot of manual flying, you know what I'm saying? Proceed. Let's begin our pitch up at 0.5. Yeah, for P-22, the zoomed out view is more than enough. If you want really accurate marks, the Sextant is good, but like this is, you know, perfectly fine. See, now that is actually, what's weird is it calculated it as 96, or, yeah, 48580. We had 96350, so definitely, I don't like, unknown landmark is not a great option to be using here, very obviously. Beautiful shot of Earth there, hanging in the window. This will be our last landmark for this revolution. 00, enter. Stuff for TEI 8, or stuff for Revolution 8, we've got 1 P-22, 2 P-22s for Revolution 8, 3 P-22s, 4 P-22s. Okay, so it's the same thing. And then Rev 9 is going to be that zero phase targets of opportunity. Okay. Yeah, Rev 9 is my favorite too, and it's my favorite because it's fast. It's fast, it's all the manual flight, it's everything I want. The earlier revolutions are cool too. They go by pretty quickly, but specifically 7 and 6, 7, and 8 are very, very slow ones. They're by far my absolute least favorites. Bravo 1, we've got 2 Zero. Bravo 1's results. Bravo 1's results were pretty close to the real results. So I don't know what's up with the marks on the horizon. The acquisition on the horizon has problems. Getting them to come down to the 35-degree mark appears to take far more accurate data. That's something that we'll have to talk to our engineering team on the ground, our MIT team on the ground here, complain to them about horizon acquisition. But let's go ahead and get P-22 landing site option in. We don't need to write down to noun 89 for this segment. Let's go ahead and zero out the optics. CMC, we'll keep it on medium. Verb 37, enter. 22, enter. We'll go ahead and proceed. We'll key in the landing site option. Zero switch off, should be 15 seconds, yep. And we're standing by for the acquisition time. Acquisition at 0152. How are we looking here? Right on the money with orbit, right? That's good. Okay, and we're at acquisition. Let's go ahead and proceed to accept auto drive. And let's see if she can find it. Okay, it drives to the circle, but as we approach, as we get closer, let's see what happens. This should start to diverge quite significantly. Yeah, we could see that divergence there. It's not terrible. It's just good 5 degrees possibly off. Let's go ahead and establish a pitch rate of 0.3 degrees per second down. So we'll do 0.2, 0.3 there. And let's go ahead, switch manual. Taking Mark 1 at 4, Mark. 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 There we go. Mark sequence complete. Proceed. Proceed. Wash basin. Boot Hill. Some of these named landmarks can be a little bit funny. Proceed. Okay, so last result we got 02632, 1703 or 17013 and -82. So let's see what we get now. While we wait, let's go ahead and just take that optics right to 0. Okay, 2632, 17013. Okay, same result for... Okay, that's good. That's shows to me that we've got a good eye on our pseudo landing site. Let's go ahead and write that as result 2. 34, enter. Okay, we are inertial. Let's go ahead and roll right to 180 at 2 degrees per second. Bird 64. I'm wondering where our favorite new guy is at. Eric Nadal. Maybe they're, you know, we're actually a little early for this, so it's possible they're not online yet. They're gonna love Rev 9, that's for sure. Okay, we are inertial. Let's acquire on the high gain. High gain will be minus 60, plus 170, and we've got her. We'll be receiving a state vector update into our backup slot, also called LEM state vector update, but the actual slot for the state vectors, believe it or not, it's called target vehicle, or what was it, second object state vector or something like that. It's actually not called the LEM state vector slot, but or at least in the telemetry programs. but it's our backup slot, so we'll write to the lem slot, and then they'll basically tell us, hey, this looks good, you can go ahead and verb 47, and that will copy it from that lem slot to our command module slot. Since we're not having the lem in tow, this is a really good way to sort of vet our state vectors are working properly. So we'll go ahead and accept. Yeah, I can actually get the exact name of that. Let's go ahead and see what she would be called. I've got it here. It's in Doc, Project Apollo, GNC Tools, CSM Telemetry Client Master, and it's going to be an application called groundstation.exe. And it would be CMC data. It's just called other state vectors, so it's CM state vector and other state vector. That's what it would be called. And so I can actually, why don't I actually show that off? Ground station, CMC data. So here's the CMC data up on the board for you. And we're gonna go ahead and switch over to high, or actually we'll connect now. We've got a connection. We can see data fields populating. And there's that other state vector right now. Here's other state vector. Here's our position and velocity and time. So here I'll switch us over to high bit rate, and that should populate some more fields. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now if I come over here and we'll go ahead and integrate that state vector real quick. So that's going to take a little bit of time, but she'll go ahead and integrate. And you can see time 1 counting forward. We got the integration. So now that that other state vector has been integrated up to our current time, we could see there's small changes, like here it's 6.2, and then this is all kinds different. So watch what happens when I go ahead and key verb 47. And you can see, whoop, all that CSM state vector there, she just changed to exactly match the other state vector. So that's what we've been doing. Hope that helps. It's a little something interesting for you to look at. Okay, Rev 7-8, LOS, so loss of signal, is at 8.2 plus 5.3 plus 2.4. Sunrise will occur at 8.3 plus 0.3 plus 3.5. Crossing of prime meridian will occur at 8.3 plus 0.9 plus 2.0, with an acquisition of signal occurring at 8.3 plus 3.9 plus 3.1. Sunset will occur at 8.4 plus 1.6 plus 2.0. Control point 1 will be at 8.3 plus 1.1 plus 5.9. Control point 2 will be at 8.3 plus 2.5 plus 5.2. Control point 3 will be at 8.3 plus 4.5 plus 0.3. And pseudo landing site Bravo 1 will be at 8.4 plus 0.5 plus 1.8. Spacecraft is looking good so far, so we are go to finish Rev 7 and begin Rev 8. Let's take that battery off the charge here. And how are we looking in the manifold? Manifold looks real good. Just gonna recock that to see if it changes. And nope, manifold looks great. Oh, I love the change to what they did to this. That looks great too. Oh, those look so much better. Will they make any changes over here? Nope, not yet. Okay, give our cryo tanks a stir here. So you don't need to disable the telemetry client to receive an uplink. You don't want to do any uplinks with the telemetry client. That's when the problems start to occur. So don't be doing any telemetry clients, and you can block all that out too. You can you know, you can give yourself a command reset here. So, and then switch that off. So that's also an option. Yeah, sure, we'll go rate 2, that's fine. Yep, I did get all of that squared away while I was out, since I had to update to make sure that the checklist issues we were running into were still present in the current ones. And I don't know if Folgers fixed them yet. I assume he did, so. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a bug. You should definitely report that, because I've never had that happen. Like, I've had telemetry client open for a while, but I've never had that happen, so. And I've done uplinks with the client before, not CMC uplinks, but I've done relay RTC uplinks with like crew alert and stuff, just to show it off. There's some uplinks that can only be reset by the ground. I believe crew alert is one of them. So if you do command reset, the crew alert won't go away. But most of them, on abort B, I think is the same way. Most of them outside of that will allow you to reset RTC relays with command reset, and then you can block it out entirely by setting that switch to off. You know, in case the Russian hackers figure out figure out your RTC uplink commands. But in all fairness, when I've been doing the uplinks, I didn't have the CMC data window open. So that could also be a contributing factor. Like, I've never had a problem with it just generally connected. So this could be a huge thing. Like, maybe with the CMC data window open, that causes problems, which I could see. But, you know, they were doing that in real life all the time, so I don't see why it would cause an issue in the spacecraft, you know, for us, but... Yeah, I don't know, but that was something that they did actually seriously consider hacking by the Soviets. That was a real consideration. Okay. Loss of signal Goldstone, and there's loss of signal Madrid. Okay, Excel command, roll left, 180. Who is excited for Rev 9? I'm excited for Rev 9. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4 more marks, and then it's Rev 9 time. So these are the last landmarks. Last landmarks monitoring, and then we just do general zero phase landing site opportunity sighting and some pretty fun manual maneuvers, and then we get the hell out of here. I forgot that these were still like that. Want to make sure that we're as close to zero yaw as humanly possible. All Alright, control point 1 starts at 8311, so we do have that plenty of time to maneuver at exactly 0.2 degrees per second. Plenty of time on that. Also, we are going up and not down. Wrong direction, Houston. That was not Houston, that was me. But I'm telling Houston that I was moving the wrong direction in case they thought I was drunk or something. Sunrise has happened just now. Okay, beginning monitor for control point 2. Wait, did I say control point 2? I meant control point 1. Let's go ahead and place that optics at 10 degrees before we get there. No, nothing was close. We've got another whole minute until we've got to start taking these marks. Don't worry. Nothing was close. I'm a professional at this mission. This was the mission that I spent most of my time on, you know. First learning the CSM, doing all the RTCC stuff. Definitely the second is Apollo 7, since that was the very first mission that I ever flew. I went in and I was like, I'm gonna do this in historical order. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Terrible idea, but you know, I loved every second of it. Really feeling like I was progressing with the Apollo program. So, hardest mission right off the start. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and we will proceed and then prepare for orbital pitch rates. And we've got a required, okay, pitching down 0.3 degrees per second. Mark 1. Mark 2. Gotta flip this optics around here. There we go. Mark 3. Mark 4. Mark 5. Yeah, that's where coupling direct would have been most beneficial. So that I didn't have to spin the optics around, but I was not about to mess around with direct coupling, so it could be really confusing to control, so. Proceed. Let's see what control point 3 came out to be. Or control point 1, that is. It's a lot closer that time. Yes, very much. The biggest difference again is that latitude. We had 5.2, 5.0, and we got 5.9, 5.9. But this one's only off by about 300, and then this one's only off by only 1 nautical mile. So it's getting better. Yeah, definitely getting a little bit better. We'll be starting Revolution 8 soon. It just sucks that this is like the one mission where you really don't see the moon out the windows at all, just because they have you at this funny angle the whole time. So it's like one person doing the sextant mark sees the moon, and everyone else is kind of just along for the ride. And they get a glimpse of it every once in a while. But that's about it, really. That's all you get. Not to mention you're here for only 20 or 10 orbits, which is like 20 hours or so. Roughly 22 hours, so not even here for a day. But we'll get Control Point 2 acquisition coming up shortly, and this will be auto optics this time. Coupling as resolved, speed as medium. Verb 37, enter, 22, enter. Proceed. This will be a known landmark. Proceed. Coordinates for the known landmark are -10200, enter, plus 77550, enter, plus 5 balls, enter. Revolution 8 has started. We'll ride it out until we get our acquisition time. Will be expected at 83, 25, 52. So a little bit of time skipping here. So we'll be approaching Control Point 2 coming up here. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go, Control Point 2. So we will go ahead, and we've got acquisition, that's 0 switch off. Proceed, and we will begin a pitch down of 0.3. You can see, pretty far off. Let's go ahead and get that going real quick. First mark. Mark 2. Mark 3. Mark 4. Oh, that crater over there looks beautiful. Oh, if only we could land inside of craters. Mark 5. Unfortunately, they would cause a significant problem with comms. given their shape and ability to block line of sight with the Earth. Not to mention, very hard to find good flat ground there. Yes, we will accept the high deltas on control point 2. So this will be control point 2, result 4. Yeah, I mean, there are people who have landed on the far side of the moon as a custom mission. So I might do that one day. I would need to find a good landing spot is the only problem. There's not very many good landing spots on the far side of the moon, let me tell you. She's a little bumpy. Again, same results. Yeah, it's interesting. And I don't know why we're getting the same results, because those high deltas should have meant that the input result was overwritten, but there must be some kind of bug in the Apollo 8 software that didn't give us a good yeah, that was Folgers that landed inside of Tycho. But Tycho was a big enough crater, though, that wasn't an issue. The crater we were looking at, I was not supposed to proceed on that. Now, Verb 34, do not use. That's okay. We'll get a new state vector update pretty soon. Just in case that did happen, they always gave frequent updates. We'll pitch up at 0.5 degrees per second. Yeah, so, what was I gonna say? Yeah, that seems to be maybe like an Apollo 8 software issue or something. Like, we should be getting new coordinates for that. Well, you see, I have no problem with talking and flying. It's when you're going and pinging me that's the problem. I had to go look at that ping because it popped up on my phone. Even though I have the fact that I'm streaming turned on, so don't do that, please. You can ping me after. Alright, steady as she goes. Lost track of what I was doing. Alright, waiting on acquisition for Rev 8. Rev 8 acquisitions expected to occur in about 7 minutes. We'll go ahead and time skip through that. Push notifications on the phone is probably why. So I didn't hear the sound on the computer. It's because it came up on the phone. It's very distracting. I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb. That's a me problem. It's my own damn fault. Alright. with acquisition soon. Unfortunately, wouldn't you know it, we cannot see the Earthrise due to the angle of our spacecraft. So, back outside. With a piss poor FOV, what happened here? This FOV should be like 40 degrees. There we go. Here comes the Earthrise. Got him on Omni Delta. Acquisition Goldstone. Beautiful. What a beautiful view. But I recommend that you guys ask Max, because let me tell you, I told Max about OBS and he just took off and ran with it. Like he's a lot better than I am. You know, he took off and he ran with that, so ask Max. Alright, monitoring for acquisition time. At 45:03. 45. 1, 2, 3. There's a 35-degree mark. We'll go ahead and proceed. We will establish orbital pitch rates. We will take optic 0 switch off. Now we will place the trunnion upon the 10-degree mark. We will verb 16. Noun 91, and we will go ahead and begin our first marks. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Proceed. Unknown landmark, proceed. We had to just overwrite our state vector on control point 2, but irregardless, we will still write the results of control point 3 down. So control point 3, result 1. And let's go ahead and go inertial real quick. Ah, see, now this is, again, it's 4,000 off from the expected value. Here, our latitude is really good, and it's our longitude, 49009. I think that this is a checklist error. I think that they didn't divide by 2 when they wrote this checklist for control point 3. That's what I'm gonna go with, since it's no coincidence that 49 times 2 is equal to 98, which is 200 off from the 96,350 we predicted. I think they forgot to divide it by 0, or divide it by 2. When they keyed in control point 2 into the new Apollo 8 checklist. You know, I will not say no to free gifts, Argo. I will not say no to an outro. A Christmas version? Well, I mean, it's a bit late for that. You can give it to me anyways, so I'll probably use it for next year, but, well, I mean, it's not Christmas yet, but I'm definitely not going to be doing anything at or around Christmas, which is why I'm trying to rush through this, give us ample amount of time here. Let's go pitch up 0.5 degrees per second. I almost said divide by 0, yeah. Yep, I'm gonna report that real quick. So, snipping tool, nab that. Spaceflight server. Checklist issues, Apollo 8. It would appear control point 3. R2 was forgotten to divide by 2 based on P22 resulting information. P22 is always manual for control point 3, so this is why you don't get any alarms or anything. Okay. Yeah, 5 days, yeah, most of which I work, so we'll take it for next year, but, you know, maybe I'll just put it up on my channel trailer for the Christmas days and then switch it back. But yeah, an outro song would be great. And I don't know which, like, what footage I'm gonna use for an outro, to be completely honest, but... This is our last P22. Our last landmark tracking. I hope you are excited. We finally get to do, coming up real fast with work on Rev 9 very shortly. Oops. Accidentally hit T instead of R. There's Mount Maryland. Let's get us plugged in here. Zeros on. Okay, very good. That's verb 37, enter, 22, enter. Proceed, and this will be the landing site option. Zero switch off, and let's wait for the acquisition. Proceed. Program alarm on B1. Why do we have a program alarm on B1? 407. You cannot find a landing site. We are looking right at it. So let's recycle. New program alarm. Okay, so possible issues with integration. Let's just go ahead and begin our marks anyways. Mark. Get us a pitch rate. Mark. Yeah, it could be that the trunion's over 50. You're probably right about that. Couldn't tell you. We'll see what happens when we get these results. If it's bad enough, we just won't even write it down as a result. It could have come from the previous integration of control point 1 on accident as well. But you're probably right, it could be the trunnion angle. No, because we were hovering right over it. Trunnion angle wouldn't be greater than 50, it'd probably the shaft angle. That was the issue. We were right at the middle point when we hit pro, so that could have caused it. Well, it's gonna happen on 9 because it has you hit pro early, and you get the program alarm, and it drives up to track the horizon, like it sits up at the horizon, and then it comes down to track the landmark. But see here, look at that. no problems with the results, so it must be that we were at just that middle point where it does the funny spin. And I think that maybe that was causing issues with the program, not knowing exactly how to gimbal to track the landmark. Because it was starting, you know, normally if you get that alarm, like it does weirder things, so yeah, perfectly fine. Verb 34, enter. We'll zero out, the optics are already zeroed, good. Happened on P22s, okay. Well, 407, yeah, well, on a P22, that just means that you have, no two stars are within, 20 degrees of each other, I think it was. Excuse me, we're supposed to roll right, 180 at 2 degrees per second. How long have we been going for? About 2 hours. Okay, so yeah, I think we may end up bumping off TEI to the next time. And it gives us something, you know, interesting to start out with. So, yeah, we'll probably do that. Okay, we're inertial, verb 64 is pulled up, our angles are minus 60 plus 170. We've actually already got those plugged in pretty much. Let's go high gain, auto, and we've got the lock. Now our objective here is just to wait for sunset at 84:16, that's just about 5 minutes of time skipping, and unfortunately, classic Apollo 8, we see nothing out the window. Because why keep the other two guys entertained? Okay, we've got our state vector update. We will definitely be taking this one this time. Well, we take them all the time, but we definitely need this one this time. Due to our accidental mishap with P22 and hitting pro when we were not supposed to incorporate. Okay, state vector update complete. Let's go ahead and integrate to the current time. Yeah, at least it's no program 1. I can't believe I don't. Oh, 0 and 1 are next to each other. Yeah, that's really bad. You know, that's really, really bad, actually. Hello, Tomaton. Okay, look at that. And Rev 89, so easy to write down. We're not bombarded with all those landmark tracking P22 times. It's just a very simple, very classic map update that we'll be seeing for every other mission going forward. Loss of signal, 84 hours, 51 minutes, 50 seconds. Sunrise is at 85 hours, 02 seconds, or 02 minutes, 20 seconds. Crossing on Prime Meridian is 85 plus 07 plus 45. Acquisition of signal, aka Earthrise, 85 plus 37 plus 58. And the sunset at 86 plus 15 plus 05. Okay, let's get our IMU realigned here. So P52, option 3. I can't fly my Apollo 8 flight this weekend, so this way I can instead. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you being here. Apollo 8, a little bit on the boring side, in terms of the trans-lunar coast takes forever, the trans-earth coast takes forever. It's just P-22s in lunar orbit, but I do really enjoy the manual flight that we see around the moon while we're doing those P-22s. I think it more than makes up for it. I quite like this flight still. One thing that is driving me nuts, though, is that you can't see the moon out the window, like, barely ever, because they're just focused on the sextant angles, and then you sit at, like, 355 or 05 or 005, and it's... you can't see the moon out the front window at all. So that's my only gripe with this mission. But Apollo 8 is not something that I was planning to fly like anymore, since I've flown it a lot of times on the channel, but it's Christmas, so Apollo 8 deserves to get flown. And I believe the other Christmas flight was Apollo 17. Unfortunately, I don't know how to use the RTCC to the effect of being able to complete a 17 mission. Apollo 8 it will be, and Apollo 8 will be our tradition, I guess. No, and it would be a lot more enjoyable if we had some actual mirrors, but there's orbiter limitation, 3-decade-old program. Okay, GDC misalignment, that's egregious, so we're gonna go ahead and fix that. You know, that is like 2 degrees of yaw, that's ridiculous. There we go, that's better. Okay, Rev 8 loss of signal. Look at that, absolutely nothing to do this pass. This half a pass, I love it. Let's go outside and enjoy the view. Don't even have to worry about orbit rate or inertial. We're just along for the ride at this point. It gives me a massive headache to do P23s. But they're required for P37 to operate correctly, so... Well, do I want to do them? No. Will I? Probably not. I'll probably just run P37 just to show you the technical flow and the things you should look for, but other than that, a good enough state vector will be perfectly fine, so... It's just the flickering that drives me nuts. Good day, Fosa Productions. You know, if there was just one S in there, we could call you the front of store attendant. For anyone that's on the little vertical, there's a horizontal. It should be automatically linked, so you can see the whole panel and everything that we're looking at. Yeah, I get really good marks on P23. I have become a professional. It's the landmark option. I can never get right, and it's so conceptually easy. You just put the star on a landmark and mark. But for whatever reason, and it's possible that just due to the shape of everything being perfectly spherical, which it wasn't in real life, it's possible that the latitude and longitude positions of those markers are slightly different than they were in real life, in which case then obviously I'd be getting horrid results. So the landmark option is really like a no-go for me. But using the substellar point in the horizon option, absolute professional. I can get it almost every time. Yeah, so as long as it's under 50, or yeah, as long as it's like under, no, it might even be under 500. As long as it's under 500, it's a good mark, if I remember correctly. So I can get them really good. Yeah, well, no, that would be terrible, because if you had one on one lens and one on the other, you'd hurt your eyes really bad. Right, the whole point was that it would overlay into one eye, so you would have to get two displays in one eye. Like, that's the whole point. So if you didn't have that, that would be super terrible for your eyes. You'd end up really damaging your eye sockets. And that's not even like a photosensitivity thing. Like, you would damage your eyes by looking at that, so. Alright, sunrise will be coming up. Oh wow, sunrise, very beautiful. If only we could have seen it, but, you know, angle of the spacecraft prevents us from seeing the... Oh no, we can't see it this time, that's right, because we're rolled around 180. Look at that, beautiful sunrise. Let's take a photo. In the checklist issues, I accidentally typed a lol. pole. Okay, well, we've got sunrise. I'm wasting time here. Let's go pitch Excel command. Pitch up at 0.5 degrees until we hit 300. Let's expedite that by one tap just because we waited, you know, an extra 2 minutes to look at the sunrise. Ah, yes, here is my favorite part. We can finally get some good views of the moon. Paul lol. Yeah, that's not autocorrect. It's just, you know, finger hitting both the O and the L. I do type fast, yeah. Welcome to the joys of IT. Okay. The trade's 300. Let's go ahead, min impulse, and we'll begin orbit rate. Wee bit up there. There we go. Nice orbit rate. Nice ground track. I like this window better, to be honest. You can't like see forward, but the slight blue UV protection tint, I think it's really it makes the edges a little sharper on the moon. Like I don't know how to describe it. I just like it better. It appears more vintage. The edges look a little sharper. It's just good. So. We are waiting for acquisition of signal, which is, you know, 20 minutes from now, so. Doing some of that nice zero phase targets of opportunity here, just straight down the strip. There's a part lunar reconnaissance orbiter missed. How much fuel do we have left? Oh, not even enough to worry about it. I mean, yeah, we didn't even consume enough to even worry about fuel. Like, I could just unpower this gauge at this point. Yeah, the edges just look much more crisp compared to that out there. There's the line of craters. Yeah, even on @1 rate 2, like we're just chilling. We've been on @1 rate 2 this whole mission. We're not even down to 75% yet. Oh, here's a good one. Look at that. That's a gorgeous crater. I'm actually gonna take a photo of that crater because it looks so good. Yeah, that's a really beautiful crater. Okay, acquisition. Oh, I don't have it turned on because it's super cluttered. Let's go ahead and make a save. Okay, we've got it. Pitch to Excel command. Let's go up at 0.2 degrees per second. Until 260 and continue orbit rates. We can has pad. Okay. Rev 910. LOS 86 plus 50 plus 14. Sunrise 87 plus 01 plus 04. Prime Meridian crossing 87 plus 06 plus 09. Acquisition of signal 87 plus 36 plus 22. Sunset 88 plus 13 plus 46. The pad has, yes. Oh, I see that too. It's just some clipping from the outside coming in. It's no problem. Oh, beautiful, beautiful horizon as well. It looks like a snowman. Oh yeah, was that actually snowman? That was not snowman. There's no way that was snowman. And that would be hilarious if we actually got the photo of snowman. I don't think we did though. Pretty sure snowman is significantly smaller. Okay, 260, let's go orb rate. We are drifting down. Okay. Look at that. Roll right as required to keep windows shaded. Yeah, how's that sun looking? Nothing through there. Nothing through there. I would say we are perfectly fine. I don't think we need to roll right for this at all. Nope, not yet. Will we even ever have to roll right? Let's take a look. Yes, actually. It looks like we definitely might have to do that. Yeah, another lovely formation here. So here wouldn't be such a bad spot to land. Or are we? Yeah. Doesn't look like it's anywhere that we would particularly be allowed to, but that wouldn't be such a bad landing spot. I don't know how interesting it would be geologically, but from that perspective, she's not such a bad landing spot. Well, I'll show you the rolling bit. It's a matter of when we get, you know, you'll see. Yeah, and obviously anywhere here is a good landing spot here in the Oceanus Procularum. I believe this is. Let's take a look. No, excuse me, this is the Sea of Tranquility. We'll be crossing Oceanus Procularum in about an eighth of an orbit. Landmark B1, so here comes the Terminator. This is where they're talking about. So check this out. As we get the sunset, you know, it's not too bad, but at some point, the sun's gonna start coming up right up on that horizon, and we basically want to roll right to get the sun so that its edge is over there. if we even see it at all. It may not be a requirement at all necessarily. It might already be out of view of the window, but that would be sort of, we would want to evade this hatch window. And it doesn't look like we have any reason to roll, so yeah. Sun would be coming up very shortly, actually. But we didn't roll at all, so we're still roll 0, that's fine. Let's go ahead and go Excel command, and we'll pitch down to 0.2 degrees per second till ordeal 310. And here is our, our TEI 10 maneuver. And inertial. So that's it. TEI 10. Let's go ahead and get the state vector update. And then from there, we will stop at that point. Loss of signal is expected at 8650, so we can do our P-52s, and then we'll get out of here. We'll save TEI for the next time. Yep, true story. That one's a true story. Okay, IMU alignment is complete. Let's take a look at our GDC. The GDC alignment is really good, so that is all she wrote. I'm gonna go ahead and write these down in my private time. And we'll go ahead and end it off here. So thank you for stopping, everyone, and I hope you have a good night or day, whatever it is for you. See you guys around.